out here and talk to y'all guys a little bit. So I just want to talk a little bit about my trip this past weekend to the Wilderness Off-Road Park. I don't know if this vlog will interest any of y'all, but there's a lot of things that I didn't get to say. There's a lot of things that I didn't get to shoot. I just kind of want to explain a little bit, and just also just kind of give my review on the park. First initial thoughts when we pulled up, the place looked awesome. It's also known as the Bridge to Nowhere, and the reason why people around here call it that is because when you get off 119 to turn into the park, there is a gigantic bridge that you cross, and it eventually, leads you to nowhere. But once you cross the bridge, you've got like this mile long, at least a mile long, blacktop road, and then it ends, and then it goes into like gravel, and that's where all the trails are. So you've seen in my video, if you watched it, where a buddy of mine, we're riding on blacktop and he's doing wheelies and stuff. We're not doing that on like main roads. That was actually part of the park. That was probably one of the best things about the park, actually. I mentioned in my video that we found a lot of good trails, but they seemed to dead end. Not only did a lot of the trails dead end, they also led like back to the blacktop, but not the blacktop to where I was just talking about, where it comes into the park. As you're going along down these trails, you just like come out on a random freaking highway or a random road, and that threw us for a loop because we didn't think that if the trail didn't dead end, that it was going to come out onto just a random road. So there was this one trail that we went down, and I didn't put it in the video just because we got stuck on this trail for literally like an hour trying to get off of it. And it started out great. Like, we were going down this wooded trail, woods everywhere, just beautiful damn trail. And I even said in the video, like, hell yeah, this is the kind of trail that I'm looking for. And then you're going down this trail, and then it just like stops, and there is no exaggeration, like literally a freaking vertical drop, and not just one, there's two. Like, you get down, we were sitting there looking at it for a minute, it was like, it's steep as hell, but maybe we think we could get down it. So we start going down it, and it was really steep. It wasn't too bad though. And then it kind of curves around, which you didn't see the curve and what was past that. So we get down there to that little bend, and then it drops like even more. And it's like, holy shit, and we really couldn't go back up. I mean, it was so rocky, and a lot of their trails over there was really, really rocky. That was another thing I didn't particularly like. But yeah, I mean, and there was a rut on that second part of there, and it was like really freaking deep. I mean, there was no I mean, it came up to my knee. I'm 6'2". So yeah, I was attempting to go down it, and the front wheel slipped off into the rut, and it left me like catacornered, whatever, on the side of this freaking hill. It's like a damn mountain, actually. But yeah, I mean, it took us a while to get the four-wheelers down, so I didn't feel like that y'all would want to watch all of that, so I didn't put that in there. But other than that, and that was trail marker number 54. So if you ever go to Wilderness Off-Road Park, stay away from 54. But once we got to the end of that trail, it came out on blacktop, just a random road. So we rode down this road for probably 2 to 3 miles, and then coming back to the bridge where you initially go into the park. Right, so, you know, after that we stopped the truck, got something to drink, you know, whatever. And then so we decided to go and try it again. So we go down, we find this other trail, and it's, you know, a pretty easy trail. It wasn't too bad. It was alright, but it ended up at blacktop. You know, we just kind of got really tired of that. You know, just all these trails ending up at blacktop, and you know, and not really finding the trails and stuff. And my buddy, you know, he was on his 450R race quad, and he was really wanting to like climb some hills. You know, the hill that we got stuck on wasn't what he had in mind, but you know, there was some like, there's supposed to have been some really nice hills out there that he could climb. We didn't find them. Now granted, if somebody has been there for, you know, lived there and everything, and they know where all the trails are and they show you around and stuff, that's what we really needed. We needed somebody to show us around. Now, we did talk to a guy that lived there, and I asked him, I was like, you know, where's all the good trails? And he's like, well, if you go down here and you take a left and a right and you stay right and this and that. I got lost within the first 3 seconds. So yeah, I mean, that did help. Having somebody with you that knows the area would help. But we're, you know, I mean, it's a decent place. They got a lot of good mud holes. If you know, if you just like to go out there and do some mud bogging, they got several mud pits, and there was a lot of mud holes up and down some of them trails, like especially the ones at dead ends. That's where we found like the biggest and the deepest mud holes. But I mean, if that's your thing, you know, which I like going through the mud. I mean, as soon as we got there, we hit this one trail, and I wish I had the camera on to record it, but I was like, hell yeah, you know, I'm gonna go get muddied, you know, whatever, I don't care. I go down this one trail, and I hit this big ass mud hole, and like just stops the four-wheeler. I buried it. Of course, he had the buddy that let me borrow his four-wheeler had very bald tires on it, but even with a good set of tires, I doubt it would have came out of that hole. But so I mean, yeah, I might go back just for that reason. I did buy me a four-wheeler the other day, and it's got some really good tires on it and stuff, so I've been wanting to try the four-wheel drive out in it. So I might go back just to play in the mud. But as far as just going back, you know, try to find some more trails, I don't know if we'll do that. There's a couple other places locally that we're wanting to try, so I think the next weekend that I'm off or something, we're going to try to get together, either go to another park or something. But I will record it, and I do apologize, you guys, that my first off-roading video wasn't the greatest. I was really planning on like just doing all kinds of different angles, you know. And I told my buddy when we was there, I was like, look, you know, if we find a sweet trail or something, you know, I'll get off and film you, you film me, you know, we'll just make like this freaking really badass video with all kinds of shots. That didn't happen. We was actually just too excited just to get out and try to find the good trails, and then once we hit the damn big mountainous cliff or whatever, yeah, I mean, just like filming stuff, I mean, it was just kind of out of a question. I still turned the GoPro on. I had the chest mount on, turned it on, filmed a little bit, but so I hope all that made sense to you guys. It's a good park. No, doggy, don't you run out in fucking front of me. Would I recommend somebody going? If you never been and you like going to parks and stuff, yeah, I mean, I'd say you might be like, I guess depending on what you're looking for, what you're riding. I mean, there was a lot of territory that we didn't explore, and I'm sure they got killer trails. I might give it another chance. I don't know, just because of that fact, you know, there is so much there that we didn't see. But I mean, we didn't have a map, and I don't know, it was kind of hard and frustrating at the same time, just keep coming back to blacktop and not finding the trails that we were looking for. So take that with a grain of salt, guys. Just if you're in the area, or if you travel to parks and you like to check it out, go check it out. And if you got any questions about the park or anything, or if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't care. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Y'all have a good day. Later.